We are in our nation's capital where the Yankees will begin the final series of the first half of the season. And it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Washington Nationals in the first of three from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees just split a four-game set with the Tampa Bay Rays. They won the final game, and their offense finally came alive. So the Yankees will try to make it two in a row, get into a little streak before the All-Star break. So let's take a look at the pitching matchup. It's the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Ryan Weathers will get the start for the New York Yankees. And for the Nationals, it's Carson Palmquist. Now, he's the opener. There'll be relievers that follow him, and they have to worry about Ben Rice, every single one of them.
Well, they do now because he got really hot in Tampa. He was 7 for 16 with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. And in an important series down in Tampa, he came up huge yesterday. A 2-run homer in the third to make it 4-1, and then a 3-run homer to give him a lot of breathing room in the sixth to make it 10-3. He's hit a career high at 28 home runs, amongst the league leaders in the AL in a lot of those power categories.
All right, in the major leagues, Kyle Schwarber has the most at 32. Then Alvarez with 29 leads the American League, and Rice is right behind Alvarez by 1, and you see the rest of the top 8. Coming up, we got some baseball. Looking forward to it. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees Nationals, first of 3, right here on Yes. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyOffers.com. By the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. By Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Well, after a rain delay of over 2 hours, we are getting close to baseball. The Nationals have taken the field, and Palmquist is taking his warm-ups to start this one. Let's take a look now at the Yankees starting lineup. Ahmed Rosario will lead off. He'll play third. Ben Rice to DH, hits second. Then Trent Grisham plays center field and hits third. The middle third of the order, it's Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Dominguez. Then Jazz Chisholm has good numbers in 43 games against the Nats. He'll play second and bat 7th. Batting 8th, playing shortstop, Jose Caballero. And Austin Wells is going to catch, and he's going to bat 9th.
Well, we look at Carson Palmquist. He's only been in 4 games. He has a high ERA in 6 1/3 innings. And let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report. Been somewhat of a mixed bag. He's had 2 chances to open against the Phillies. He went 3 1/3 and only gave up 1. But his last time he went, it was 1 inning. He gave up 4 runs to Pittsburgh. He's a low rider. He has a low arm angle, 15 degrees. Major league average is 37, and he's helping Littell. Zach Littell, who is the bulk guy, has a 6.07 ERA when he starts, and when he comes in as the bulk guy, in 6 times he's done that, he has a 3.03.
All right, so we are about ready after this long delay. The Yankees 51 and 42, and the Nationals a surprising 48 and 46. Rosario's ready. Palmquist is ready. And let's do it here in D.C. First pitch is grounded slowly up the third baseline. It kicks foul, and we are underway. Home plate umpire is Nestor Ceja. Charlie Ramos at first, David Rackley at second, and the crew chief, Chris Guccione, is over at third. The lefty deals. 0-2.
It's interesting how the splits are flipped on Rosario this year. It's kind of mind-boggling to me.
And he swings and misses and strikes out. Let's check out the Nationals defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And as you look around, their defense isn't good. They make a lot of errors. But we will take a look at Jacob Young in center. He's excellent. Carshield defensive player profile. Plus 46 outs above average since 2024. Second best in baseball behind the Cubs' Pete Crow Armstrong. That one moves Rice off the plate. 1-0.
When you talk about their defense, Michael, they are last when it comes to errors. They have 70 errors, which has led to 49 unearned runs, which is the fourth most in baseball. They've struggled pitching-wise, but offensively, they've been really good.
Two and 0 on Rice. Rice had a big series in Tampa Bay, 7 for 16. Last 9 games, 11 for 33 with 6 home runs. And a strike. They play Rice to pull, Meade, the third baseman, playing with a shortstop would play, and Abrams playing up the middle. 2-2.
Yeah, you would think that that low arm angle would give left-handers a lot of trouble. And when you look at his splits this year, he's been obviously better against left-handers. And I think that's why he's getting the start.
It's kind of strange, though, when you look at the way the Yankee lineup's put together. You're throwing 2 lefties in the first 3 batters, so you know Palmquist is going to face them.
Well, I think Rice is going to hit in the top all the time anyway. And you're thinking that he's going to go through the lineup one time, and then you get those lefties up there the rest of the game.
High fly ball, deep left center field, going back. Cruz on the track at the wall. He leaps. See ya! A home run for Ben Rice. He just keeps on keeping on. Another one out of the yard. His 29th of the year, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Wow, it's great to see him going the other way and leaving the yard, because a lot of people think it's because of the pull power. But that oppo power is special too. It's great to give your team a lead, and I said earlier in the show today, the hardest run to score, Michael, is always the first. That, I think, relaxes people. It relaxes your pitcher.
Trent Grisham takes a strike.
Take a look at this swing. It's a fastball out over the plate, and it's up. And when it's up, it's flat, and he's able to drive it the other way. And this team has given up a lot of home runs all year long.
Ground ball. Nunez will get Grisham. 2 away.
Yeah, you see the power. I mean, it's actually above the belt, and he gets on top of it and drives it the other way. And the thing is, he lets the ball get to him really well. Even from day one when he came to the Yankees, he hit the ball very well the other way, but he didn't quite have the strength that he has now. And those were outs, but they're not outs anymore.
Paul Goldschmidt will take a strike.
It's time, Michael. It's time for him to get this little slump off his back.
0 for 34. That's kind of slump that you take home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't sleep. Michael, when I was a young player, I was struggling, and it was early in the year. I went and got my eyes checked on my own. And I was disappointed when I came back and found out they were really good.
1-2. They play Goldschmidt really to pull in the infield. Meade maybe 5 feet off the line and deep at third. And Abrams is in the hole at short.
And you see how far the first baseman is off of first base. They're not expecting anything down that right field line.
And there it is. That breaks the 0 for 34. He goes the other way and picks up a single and breathes a huge sigh of relief.
Good for him, because Man, look how happy the guys are for him because they understand what he means to this team and the professionalism and how hard he works. He's been so good all year until this last 10 days, and it's just been a struggle. What a relief. Now, a lot of guys will joke around and ask for the baseball.
Yep.
He's been through it before.
And Bellinger takes a strike from Palmquist. First hit since that game at Fenway on June 25th. Bellinger's been slumping, but he had 2 hits in yesterday's game. One and one.
I tell you what, Nunez is playing so far in the hole. I don't see that. I think that I've seen a second baseman play that close to the right field line on Bellinger. I mean, obviously you'd like to have the shift and have the shortstop about right where the umpire is. But you can't do that anymore.
And that's a base hit to right center field. Goldschmidt's going to third. The throw comes into second. And the Yankees have their 3rd hit of the 1st inning.
Michael, when they won on Monday, that's all the hits they had was 3. They won that game 5-1, and this is Cody just staying on a left-handed fastball out over the plate, and they've taken advantage of his fastball. All 3 hits have come on fastball, and they've been up in the zone. Good job, Goldschmidt, getting to third, because what's it do? It opens up the hole between first and second.
Well, Keibert Ruiz, the catcher for the Nationals, just went to the dugout to get another pitch coming. And now stands in front of home plate, gives old-fashioned signs for the defense.
Yeah, who does that anymore? I haven't seen that in one series that I've done. They give it through the pitch count.
There's Jason Dominguez. And a strike. Last 6 games, Dominguez 7 hits in his last 22 at-bats.
Back-to-back 2-hit games.
One and one.
I don't see Zach Littell, who will be the bulk guy. Both times that he has pitched, Palmquist has opened for him the last couple outings, and I don't see him up yet.
One and two.
This is actually a pretty good sweeper. Let's see where this ball starts on the other side of the white line of the left-hander's batter's box and ends up down and in.
Swing and a miss. He did it again, and that will do it. But the Yankees get on the board. Ben Rice, who's going to be in the home run derby in Philadelphia, is turning the final week of the first half of the season into his personal home run derby. 1-0 Yanks. Well, Ben Rice has given the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Now, Ryan Weathers has to face a really tough Nationals lineup. Let's take a look. James Wood, all-star, he's in right field. Batting third, Curtis Mead. Dylan Cruz in left. C.J. Abrams, all-star, he's cleaning up and playing short. Jacob Young, center field. Andres Chaparro, the DH. Nasim Nunez at second. Luis Garcia Jr. at first. And Keibert Ruiz is going to catch, and he will bat ninth.
Yeah, he is. Ryan Weathers making his 18th start, which ties his career high. 92 innings, good strikeout numbers, but let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report on Ryan. He is 8 outs away for having a career high in innings pitched. It would get him to 95 in the big leagues.
Pitch outside.
You better be ready. This Nationals team leads baseball with first inning runs scored. And you look at the guy that's up. he has 8 leadoff home runs, which leads baseball. And he's going to need to spin it tonight because this Washington Nationals lineup against fastballs from left-handers, first in average, first in slug, but against breaking balls, they're 24th and 25th.
You know, one of the stats about Wood that jumped out at me, there's 85 runs, right? And
85.
that leads Major League Baseball. Number 2 in Major League Baseball. There's 3 players tied with 65. He's 20 runs ahead.
Well, he's not only a powerful hitter, you know, he has his 25 home runs. He also has 77 walks and has over 400 on base. He's got speed. So when he gets on, he scores. And even though he has a huge strikeout total, he's pretty patient. He has a plan.
And the 3-2. Wood and C.J. Abrams both came over from San Diego in the deal that sent Juan Soto to the Padres. Mackenzie Gore, Luke Voigt, Robert Hassel, and Jorlin Susana. But Wood and Abrams, it's quite a return. Ground ball up the middle and through for base hit. Check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. You've got Bellinger in left, Grisham in center, and Dominguez over in right. Infield, Rosario, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt, third to first. Austin Wells behind the plate. You've already seen Ben Rice as the DH.
Well, that defense becomes very important because this team, as I said, leads baseball in runs scored. They're averaging 5.40, so you cannot give them extra outs.
Curtis Mead takes a strike. They got Mead from the White Sox on March 28th. And he's become their third baseman.
And he has a lot of slug against left-handers. He has a 500 slug against left-handers, which is a top 10 in the American League. So he's a dangerous person against lefties.
The 0-2. Check swing. He did not go, said Charlie Ramos.
I don't know about that, Michael. What do you got on that?
I think he went around.
Thank you.
1-2. Left field. Bellinger will make the play. One down. We told you Nestor Ceja is behind the plate. Umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. We'll find out all we need to know about the home plate umpire. He is considered pitcher friendly. 71 pitches have been challenged, 36 overturned. More low strikes, more high strikes on lefty batters. And Nestor in his 7th big league season.
You know, they talked about the ABS in AAA, and it was about 50% overturned. That's exactly what that is. It's right on target.
There's Dylan Cruz. And a strike. So the Nationals are 48 and 46. Last year they were 66 and 96. So quite a turnaround, a little bit of a surprise, but the pitching is not caught up with the offense. Otherwise they'd be in contention for the top of the National League East, but the pitching has just been a sore point for them.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the trade deadline if they kind of stay where they are. They're 4 games out of the wild card, because I don't think you trade any of the young offense away, but is there a pitcher or two that you might move?
You know, it's an interesting conundrum for a team that's surprising, like the White Sox and the Nationals. They weren't expected to arrived this early, but they still are a little short in terms of pieces. Do you trade some of the future away just to get into the postseason?
Yeah, I don't think, personally, I don't, because
another check swing.
Somebody's yelling already. I don't, because I think from a pitching standpoint, they would need a lot.
Yes.
And I don't think you can get that much. Here's the check swing. Again, pretty much the same.
Two and two. Well, the Nationals won the World Series in 2019, and since then, it's been tough going for this organization. They have the second worst record in baseball since 2019 to the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
2-2. And grounded to third. I think it was fouled off the foot, so they'll do it again.
Yeah, and I think it was so unfortunate for them because they won the World Series in 2019. They didn't get to enjoy the fruits of the labor because of the COVID year. You see this just tip the top of his foot. And I think it hurt him for years to come because all of a sudden, all the money you would have brought in from the attendance the next year and people wanting to be a part of it was no longer there.
Woods leads off first, held by Goldschmidt. 3-2.
You can see there's been a heavy diet of changeups and sweepers because this team's so good against the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. Cruz down on strikes.
Yeah, just an outstanding pitch. I mean, a lot of these young hitters for Washington will chase down and hit on left-handers, and that's exactly what he got here. It was a strike until the last second, and that's what made it so good, look good to swing at, and it wasn't good at the end.
Here's C.J. Abrams. He's been good.
C.J. Abrams could chase some breaking balls off the plate and look silly, but if you leave it in like that, all his home runs are pulled. He can hit it out of the yard.
Fly ball, left field. Bellinger is there, and the leadoff single by Wood is stranded. We go to the second, 1-0 Yanks. Player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. So Jazz is leading off, and if he hits one or more home runs, it's plus 320. Bottom third of the Yankee order against Palmquist. Goes off speed, it's fouled away. Jazz, the only player in the starting nine yesterday that didn't have a hit, but he did have a sac fly. He was 1 for 9 in the series against Tampa Bay. Drag bunt, but he bunts it right to Garcia, who steps on the bag.
Good idea, just poor execution because it was too hard, number one, and it wasn't to the second baseman. And the second baseman, Nunez, he can fly, so you're going to have to make a really good punt to get it. And obviously, I think if the pitcher has to cover, he's going to be safe. Palmquist wouldn't have got over there quick enough. Just a little bit too hard.
There's Caballero. 1-0. 4 for 14 against his former team, the Rays. Yankees split those 4 games. 1-1.
How about that game he had on Monday, though? 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. That was a huge series because the division from the loss column could have got away from the Yankees a little bit in that series, but it didn't. Here we go. Palmquist is like, I've never seen this guy do this. Do you think the pitching coach talks to him about what he does?
I wonder why there's not another player in the game that does this. There's not only Jose. That's it. We don't see anybody else talk about, well, he's not engaging me at 8 seconds. And I think he knows that it's an irritation.
Oh, of course he does. Because I think he sees the reaction from the pitchers.
The 1-2. Foul back. Really big crowd here at Nationals Park. And they stayed through an over 2-hour rain delay at the start.
And they're an exciting team to watch because they score runs. Took 2 out of 3 from Texas this last series.
Popped up, shallow right field. Who's going to get it? Wood does. Not only do you get an offensively exciting young team to watch, but you got a Captain America bobblehead today.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you get one?
Nope.
Are you a bobblehead guy?
I have them. I collect them for my kids. You?
Not anymore, no.
That's a bobblehead.
Because all you do is end up dusting them.
Austin Wells takes inside.
I could see you with your little Swifter, Michael, doing that.
Yeah. That's why we keep them in the box.
Oh. Then they're no fun to look at.
No, but you can sell them later. 1-1. Wells broke a 23-game homerless streak last night and also an 18-game streak without having drawn a walk. So did he find something on a Thursday afternoon in St. Pete?
Yeah, you sure hope so. So the noise kind of stops about him. He had a good year last year, 21 homers, 70 RBIs. He's an outstanding catcher. Frames the ball extremely well. And I'm going to say it again. It's hard to change catchers in the middle of the season.
The 1-2. Fouled away.
Yeah. Take a look at this home run yesterday off the left-hander on a hanging breaking ball. And he just got one here, the last pitch from Palmquist, and missed it. And you could see his disappointment. But there you see a lot of joy, and it just helps him relax a little bit. Little headbutt.
That one just missed. And he checked the swing, according to Chris Guccione. And he did check. That one, a called third strike on the outside corner. Wells down looking. So the Yankees go down in order against Palmquist. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Ryan Weathers, his wife Thayer, and their baby Paul at Yankee Stadium. That's very cute and wholesome. I love it. And he's on the mound, too. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Jacob Young will lead off against Weathers. Now, we've told you this team scores. They score 5.40 runs per game, most in baseball. They're 8th in batting average at .251, 8th in on-base percentage at .325. They slug at .435, second to the Dodgers in all of baseball. And they have 132 home runs, and second to the Yankees, who lead baseball with 136.
And you forgot one thing. They're first in stolen bases with 100.
There you go.
And they run at a very successful rate They've only been caught stealing 19% of the time. Major League average is 24.
Ground ball, Rosario. And they get Young for out number 1. Well, let's go deeper, Joe. The Mohegan Sun team scatter report.
Well, let's take a look at that, Mike. They've made great strides offensively. They went from 20th in runs scored last year to first. Not yet, not so much for the pitching. They were 29th last year in runs given up. This year, they're 26th. And they need to clean it up. Their defense has really struggled. They've made 30 errors, 73 errors, which is last in baseball.
And they're 20th in defensive runs saved. They're 20th in outs above average as well. And you combine that with bad pitching. That's why with that great offense, they're just 2 games over 500.
With the great offense, they only have a plus 13.
Yeah.
When it comes to run differential, and you would expect a lot more than that.
It's amazing. They cleaned house in the front office, and they got a whole new manager and coaching staff, and they decided to go very young. So the head of baseball operations is Paul Taboni. He's 36. The manager, Blake Butera, is 33. And he got a helpful push for this job, Joe. He was the bench coach 3 years ago to Mike Piazza for Team Italy in the WBC. And Piazza called up Taboni and said, this guy, you got to really look at him. He's really that good. And he was off the radar, and now he's the Nationals manager. Youngest manager in baseball since 1972. And that was Frank Quillisi of the Twins, formerly the Rays Senior Director of Player Development, and he managed 4 seasons in the Rays organization. 33 years old. Ground ball in the hole, and it's off the glove of Caballero, who's trying to backhand, and Chaparro picks up a hit.
Yeah, deep in the hole. It's not sure if it hit the lip and came up on him, or he just missed it. As we look at this, no, it looked like he overran it a little bit. I don't know if it hit and came back a little bit, which cost him to not be able to catch it. And Chaparro doesn't run well. He would have had a shot. But if you're Ryan Weathers, you got to pick him up. Now Nunez can fly, and he can push, and he can bunt, and he's a lot better from the right side than the left side. So he's swinging the bat really well since June. So don't be deceived by these numbers.
Yeah, the first 56 games, Joe, he hit 189. But since then, he's hitting 356. You want to keep him off base. He has 33 stolen bases. One and one. Nunez is from Suwanee, Georgia, but he was born in the Bronx. 33 stolen bases in 37 tries. Still struggling defensively. He has 9 errors at second base. That's the most in the majors at his position this year.
And they said it's the routine plays, the great plays he makes. He's got really good range, and he's got a really strong arm, but they said there's some routine plays that he just makes mistakes. He's only 25 years old, and he's more of a natural shortstop. He's got the arm to play shortstop. It'll be interesting to see if one day he moves over there.
You know, the thought going into this season that the Nationals would move C.J. Abrams. I don't know if they could do that now the way he's playing.
No, and defensively he struggled. Up the middle, there's been a ton of errors for them, but he's been so productive. 20 home runs, 67 RBIs.
Grounded to third, and that's off the glove of Rosario. Everybody's safe. There is obviously a huge drop-off from McMahon to Rosario defensively.
Yeah, this ball, he gets in between. He's not sure, should I come get it or not? And then he ends up making a mistake and just kind of standing still, and it's his 7th error. Now Ryan Weathers got to pick him up. You got Luis Garcia, who's an outstanding RBI guy, but not the same hitter against lefties as righties. Versus lefties, a 650 OPS. Versus righties, 927.
8th batter, 20 home runs, 68 runs batted in.
And that's 2nd in the National League. And if you leave something up out over the plate, he will drive it the other way. He's always been a good breaking ball hitter. So you really got to make pitches on this young man.
Last 15 games, you see what Rosario's done defensively. Last 15 games, Garcia with 10 home runs. Oh, and 2. Now Garcia made a position change. Played second base last year. He was -17 defensive run save. That was last in the majors. But this year at first base, he's -1.
Yeah, he just doesn't have great speed. He's been up for about 5 or 6 years. And I remember him as a young player always being a good breaking ball hitter.
Ground ball, Goldschmidt steps on the bag for out number 2. Runners move up. Chaparro to third, Nunez to second.
This young man's had a great turnaround when you look at his numbers. Now, offensively, he's always been a pretty good hitter. He's really good against left-handers, but defensively, he has improved so much where he's actually a positive when it comes to like defensive run save for catchers. A few years ago, he was -22. And they had a meeting with him. He had a really slow March and April, telling him, we want you to swing with more intent. We want you to try to drive the baseball. Had a great May, a pretty good June, off to a little slow start in July, but his numbers pretty good for a number 9 hole hitter.
Yep, swinging harder and trying to pull the ball. Second and third, 2 outs. 1-1. Yankees lead 1-0 on the first inning. Ben Rice home run as he went the other way and hit it into the Yankee bullpen in left center. 29th home run of the year. And a strike, 1-2 on Ruiz.
Tough to strike out. 12.7. You're going to see this change up, the little drop at the end. One of the tougher hitters in baseball to strike out, but he does not walk, so he's going to go after something.
Fouls that off.
There's the bulk guy loosening up, Michael. Zach Littell.
Doesn't look like he'll be pitching the third. One-two. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Ruiz down on strikes. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We go to the third inning. 1-0 Yanks. This MLB season, get a Baja 4 Blast. When a home run clears 420 feet, you can score a free 20-ounce Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Register now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com to unlock the offer. All right, we go to the third inning. Yankees lead 1-0, top of the order. Here's Rosario. The Yankees got Rosario from the Nationals toward the end of July last year, and it was for Clayton Beeter, and Beeter is essentially the Nationals closer. Oh, 2. Rosario struck out in the first. And he strikes out here in the third. 1 down.
So I think there's a situation where he actually took his defense to his offense.
Maybe.
Yeah. And it's usually the other way around.
Well, here's Rice, who hit a home run his last time out. We'll check out the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 102 off the bat. Traveled 387 feet the other way. Grounded foul. 29th home run of the year. Every time he hits a home run, it's a new career high. Including this game, the last 10 games, he has 7 home runs.
You know, it was amazing. I think it was Tuesday morning we woke up and Yordan Alvarez was leading in every category. Average, RBIs, and home runs. Not average anymore, and now he's tied with home runs and RBIs. And he's kind of lost his little foothold on that.
Line and caught by Garcia for out number 2. Did you think that they would go as long with Palmquist as they have?
Well, I think it all depended on the lineup. I think it depended where the lefties were and how many were in the lineup. Now, could they make a change here after Grisham and bring in the righty to face Goldschmidt? Possibly. The interesting thing is, though, Goldschmidt is 6 for 12 off of Littell.
Lined and caught by Meade, who was playing in a bullet. 8-pitch inning for Palmquist. Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's time for a segment we like to call, well, Chris, tell us what we like to call it.
How about that?
All right, it's about James Wood. Comes from a basketball family. His father started at Richmond. His uncle played in the NBA, and his sister captained Northwestern. Avid chess player, he regularly challenges Nationals teammates to intense matches in the clubhouse. And get this, he grew up a Yankees fan and considered Curtis Granderson his childhood sports role model.
Well, he's got power and speed like Curtis Granderson. Sister captained the basketball team at Northwestern. I didn't know that.
Did you know her?
No. I think I probably a little in front of her, Michael.
Right.
Graduated a few years before her.
1-0 on Wood, who singled in the first. Most runs before the All-Star break. It was all time in the National League. He's closing in. And there's a base hit up the middle. Will he go for 2? He makes the turn. He is going for 2. The throw from Grisham, not nearly in time. That is a hustle double.
Well, he is gifted athletically. He's about 6'6". He runs extremely well. He hits the ball extremely hard. He's got a very good eye, and you're going to see him. He's not running hard, but then he sees where the outfielders are playing and says, man, I can get this. I get this easy. And that is his 23rd double of the year. 25 homers, 23 doubles, and a triple.
Meade rips one into center field. It's a base hit. Wood held up, so he will not score as Grisham gets it in quickly. 1st and 3rd for the Nationals and nobody out.
The Nationals are aggressive on fastballs that are up in the zone, and that's exactly where this is. I told you, I believe they have a very good plan when they go in the game, what they want to do. And they're going to attack early. They're not necessarily a bunch of first pitch swingers, but if it's what they want, they go after it, and that's exactly what Meade did.
Yankees play back for the double play. They'll give up a run. Here's Cruz. And there's that double play. There's 1, there's 2, a run scores. We're tied at 1.
It's a good call there, Michael. Playing for the double play. Cruz has got excellent speed, but that was tailor-made right to him. Flip to Jazz, easy throw.
And here's C.J. Abrams. Hey, Joe, you know what happens when the Yankees turn two?
It's the Powerball double play, Michael.
Yeah, that's right. Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine? And the count is 0-2.
I'd like to see him expand a little bit more with that breaking ball now that he's ahead. See if you can get him to chase one off the plate. Ends up being somewhat of a low count pitch inning, which he needed.
Popped out of play.
Michael, have you talked about how high the press box is here?
I have not, but I feel very close to God. I was told it's 137 feet from the field, which is 9 stories. And we'll tell that story when we get back as Abrams strikes out. Nationals tie the game. Here we are. Can you see us? Put the binoculars on. Well, stream Brooklyn Nets Summer League games live on the Gotham Sports app tomorrow night at 8 and get a look at the new draft picks as they take on the Hawks from Las Vegas. Access the Gotham Sports app for free with your TV subscription or go to gothamsports.tv to learn more. Mikael Brown Jr., their first-round draft pick, he's impressing in the early going. Zach Littell takes over, the bulk guy, and he will deal to Goldschmidt. Ground ball to third. Meade. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, he pitched last Saturday. He ended up going 6 innings and giving up only 1 run. Palmquist opened for him. He gave up 4 hits. He came in the second inning, bases loaded, nobody out. That was how he came into the game.
That'll bring up Bellinger. And we check in with Justin Shackle, who has some things that he wants to tell you.
Yeah, Michael Cody had his first multi-hit game since June 20th yesterday, part of that big 14-hit output for the Yankees. Hitting coach James Rowson spoke before the game, and he was specifically asked about Cody Bellinger as he snakes a single through center field and his recent struggles. And Rowson said, hey, like any hitter in the history of the game, you're going to go through your ups and downs. And he thinks Bellinger went through a little bit of a down spell, but as of late, he likes the at-bats. He likes what Cody's doing. He likes the way Bellinger's going about the process. He feels like his process is really good, and it's a matter of time before he gets going again as he ropes his first hit of the game here. Or beg your pardon, his second hit.
So another 2-hit
back-to-back multi-hit games.
Dominguez spins around to the left side and takes a strike from Littell. Littell, 30 years old, 9th big league season. Signed with the Nats in March, 1 year, $7 million deal.
He's been really prone to the long ball. He's given up 22 so far this year. That's the second most. And last year, he gave up the second most as well, as he gave up 36 home runs.
He gives up 2.3 homers per 9 innings. That's the highest in the National League.
It's got to be pretty hard to win games doing that.
Runner goes. Pitches high. Throw to second. Got him. A quick tag by Abrams and a good throw by Ruiz, who only throws out 20% of base runners.
Yeah, but so much of that, Michael, has to do with do you get a chance to throw somebody out? Cody doesn't get a great jump. Littell is not extremely slow, and he makes a perfect throw. And he stands up and just throws a bullet about knee high to Abrams, and it's an easy, easy tag.
And Dominguez, it's a high fly ball to right center. Young on the run, on the track, at the wall. See ya! A home run for Dominguez. And the Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, we talked about Littell and how he likes to give up home runs. 23rd home run he's given up so far in 86 2/3 innings, and it puts the Yankees back out front 2-1. The 5th home run for Dominguez, the 4th left-handed.
That'll bring up Jazz Chisholm Jr. Tried to bunt this last time up. Now 0-1.
You're going to see this looks like a high changeup that he throws. And Dominguez gets on top of it, and it's elevated, so it's easy for him to elevate. Lets the ball get to him. Beautiful swing.
And the count 0-2 on Chisholm.
I'll tell you what, the ball really flies here, Michael. And I ask because I remember I thought it used to play big, but it doesn't play big anymore. And does it have to do with all the buildings that surround this place? But then I was told that basically Washington hits as many home runs on the road as they do at home. So it's not like it's a ballpark that's necessarily favorable to them. It's just that their pitchers have struggled keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Well, since this yard opened, they've built a lot of buildings around it. It was kind of a blank slate. But now, beyond left field, they built so many buildings that it covers up the Capitol for the most part, which used to be a cool visual when you looked out over left field. Now you can just see it peeking beyond one of the buildings.
It's a beautiful area. It's along the river, and they're developing along the river as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, my drive here today, I passed the Potomac.
Yes.
No way George Washington threw a silver dollar across the Potomac. There's no way. I know it's been, it's supposedly not true now, but I mean.
He worked with the weighted ball.
Jacob Mizorowski couldn't throw a silver dollar across the Potomac, as Littell throws one right past Chisholm for the final out. But the Yankees break their tie game with Jason Dominguez going yard. Nice catch by a fan. Nice run for the Yankees. They're up 2-1. Two-1 Yankees on the Dominguez home run. Jacob Young will lead off against Ryan Weathers. And the first pitch is strike as we start the bottom of the 4th. Now, I did do the deep dive on George Washington and his arm.
Okay.
All right, so historians from the Mount Vernon estate confirm that the tail is impossible. The river is up to a mile wide in many areas, and the first American silver dollar wasn't actually minted until 1794, long after he would have been a youth. But it likely stems from a true but localized family story. Washington's step-grandson, George Washington Park Curtis, documented that a young George once threw a piece of slate, roughly the size and shape of a dollar coin, across a much narrower Rappahannock River.
Why do you got to ruin the myth for him?
But
and everybody else who's listening.
Because everybody wanted to know, well, could he have actually thrown it across the Rappahannock River? They had Walter Johnson try it. Walter Johnson was able to do it. But the Potomac don't believe it. Fake news. Ground ball at third. And they get Young. One away. On Tuesday, July 21st, they come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
Do you want to ruin something else now? Maybe about the bobbleheads?
Or? No. I was stuck in traffic because there's traffic all over this place, and I just went to the Google, and that's what I came up with. Because I'm passing the Potomac, and I said, nobody could throw a coin over that.
Kevin Prattson, their TV announcer, I asked him questions about Chaparro because I watched him for about a week, and I said, are his at-bats a lot better than his numbers? Because, like, what I see and what I see for the numbers don't match. And he said, yes, he's very patient. He swings at strikes. He doesn't play a lot. He just plays against lefties, and as soon as they usually put a right-hander in, they pinch hit for him.
Grounded sharply to Rosario. He gobbles it up and throws the ball past Goldschmidt. And that will allow Chaparro to at least go to second. Now he's rounding second. He's going to third, and he will make it. So that'll be the second error on Rosario.
Yeah, and what's hard about that when you watch him is he works so hard in everything he does. His defense, his offense, he takes outfield. I mean, he does everything he's supposed to, but he actually got on top. He got his arm up more than usual. He usually throws it a little bit sidearm, and it skips by Goldschmidt, and Chaparro runs a lot better than people give him credit for when you look at his sides. He moves well. He's a good defender at first base and ends up at third.
Little belly flop. The Yankees bring the infield in. And those errors, Joe, they just force more pitches on Weathers' arm and more high leverage pitches.
And the other thing is you have a bullpen that was worked really hard yesterday. I know the back end wasn't necessarily, but you probably don't have Hedrick. You probably don't have Hill. Probably don't have Chavihi.
You have Cruz and Bednar for sure. Ground ball, and they're coming home. They got him in a rundown. He's trying to stay in the rundown to get the runner to second, but he does not. So the infield in, the Yankees played it well. Good play by Caballero and the throw to Wells.
Well, really good because they were also able to keep Nunez at first. Chaparro was not able to stay in the rundown. The Yankees ran that excellent because you don't allow a very speeder run in Nunez to hurry up. Wells does the right thing. He runs at him hard. You want to get him moving hard. And then there's just the simple tag, and Nunez is stuck at first. And sometimes I don't understand. That's why I always gave the read in that situation. Because you got Ruiz, who's been swinging the bat good, or actually their best RBI, Garcia, coming up, and you just run into an out.
I've always wondered about that. I'm glad you brought it up. Running on contact is automatic. Doesn't matter if it's right at the fielder. Is that the smart way to play it?
Well, I think they're thinking it's not going to be hit right at the fielder. So
right.
If it's to his left or it's to his right, you have a great chance of scoring. But it wasn't, and that's why I used to like to give the read, because I didn't want to run into outs.
Almost got him with that awkward
step-off move, yeah. That's old school there. See Goldschmidt take the tag. See how far he is at the edge of the base, so it makes a much longer tag for Goldschmidt.
Kind of a step-off move. Nunez, 33 stolen bases, so he's looking to go. Line drive down the right field line, foul.
Oh. That was a nice snag down there. A little backhand play. Did you see that?
Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad.
That ball was smoked, too. Watch this ball hit down the right field. Watch this snag. Bam, boop. Picked up the chair and everything.
Strike 3. And that'll do it. So Weathers picks up Rosario's error, and the Nationals don't score. Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Caballero, who's leading off, plus 900. Austin Wells on deck is plus 470. Audi scoreboard 2-1 Yankees, top of the 5th inning. Line drive, it's a base hit over the leaping try of Abrams. So Caballero with a leadoff single.
Yeah, just a really, really good swing to get this inning started. And now you got a bunch of lefties coming up for the Yankees, where lefties have killed Littell. They have a .589 slug coming into today. 17 of the 23 homers have hit by left-handers. Maybe the Yankees have a chance to have a big inning.
Here's Wells. Now on deck to pinch hit for Rosario is Ryan McMahon. Close game. They've got to tighten up the defense. There's a righty on the mound who struggles with lefties, so they make the move right now.
Yeah, and I think Aaron Boone would have made the move no matter what. I think that was the situation. McMahon's been swinging the bat a lot better. 3 for 9 in Tampa with a couple doubles.
Pretty good right-hand move.
You can see what the Nationals are doing. They're having the catcher give the pickoff. They're trying to watch Caballero if he's hopping around. So if I'm Caballero, I stop hopping around because I don't want to get picked off here. Just get a normal lead and go if you have an opportunity.
Well, the 2 throws have been made, so he's got to pick him off. He throws there again.
And the great thing is he has Littell's attention, and that sometimes can lead to a mistake. Trying to be too quick to home, you leave the ball up in the zone. You can see that he's calling his own game. He's a very experienced pitcher. Had a couple good years in Tampa. 2 previous years. Was pretty good against the Yankees. 3-1, 5 starts.
Big jump, no throw, stolen base. Number 22 for Caballero.
Great time to go because the pitcher's so concerned about throwing a strike, and you can get a big jump. They're going to go to their normal leg kick. And now, what we talked about yesterday, Michael, you got to have a positive at bat. It doesn't necessarily need to be a hit, but it has to find a way to get Caballero over to third base.
Three and one on Wells. He struck out looking in the second against Palmquist. And
the catcher is challenging the ball call.
All right, so it's going to be our first challenge of the night, presented by T-Mobile, and the challenge was successful.
The count is 3-2. Washington has 2 challenges remaining.
So that goes from ball 4 to now 3-2.
You got to make sure that this ball is down. He loves to pitch up with his slider to lefties and his 4-seamer.
Wells had to know that was a strike because he did not move to first on the ball 4 call. He was right. Foul back.
There's that slider that he likes to throw into lefties. Uses it up. He'll use it up against righties a lot as well.
Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was sitting soft because this fastball beat him. He looked like he was late to me, and I think he thought it might have been the split that was going to tumble below the zone, and he just wasn't able to catch up to it.
Ruiz talking with Littell, so now they have to deal with McMahon pinch hitting for Rosario. We've said it about yesterday's 3rd inning. That's about as big an at-bat that McMahon's had as a Yankee, and it's one of the biggest at-bats for the Yankees in this recent stretch where he followed the Schumann double with a double of his own. They got to a pitcher that they just don't get to. That was a big hit in that game and that inning. Fouled away.
And it led to 6 runs, Michael. 6 runs in the 3rd inning. And here's his double yesterday that he hit. And it was a long at bat. He fouled off a number of pitches, and he left a cutter up in the zone. And he hit it down the right field line, and that tied the score 1-1. And then they end up scoring 5 more runs. Big homer by Ben Rice.
9-pitch at bat for McMahon. The 0-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second. Tied him up, but he went around. 1-2.
Good slider inside this cutter. To me, it's a cutter. I don't know how you can call that a slider. I have a problem with some of the calls they make, Michael, on pitches.
Swing and a miss. McMahon strikes out. So 2 away. Check out some leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Well, word must have gotten to Alvarez that Ben Rice hit his 29th to tie him. So Alvarez has hit 1 tonight.
Well, that's not right.
Stays 1 game ahead, or one home run ahead.
That's not right, Michael.
So he shouldn't even know about it.
He shouldn't be inside listening to our game.
And that was Jordan's 200th career home run. Jordan's putting together an MVP type season.
Oh, yes, he is.
So Ben had the home run in the 1st and then lined out sharply to 2nd in the 3rd. Two 2-0 on Rice.
If I'm Zach Littell, I can't give him anything to hit. And I know you've had success off him, 0 for 7, but he's hot as can be. He's more dangerous than he's ever been. You have an open base.
And he clips the outside corner, 2-1. Now 2-2.
That off his knee? Yes, he did.
Wow.
I mean, you're only supposed to get beat up as a catcher. I mean, he gets beat up as a hitter.
I think guys have to start wearing Kevlar from ankles to neck.
Catcher's pads. Wear the catcher's
All
shin guard.
over. Why not? I mean, it's not a game of speed that much for some guys.
No, and if you hit the ball out of the ballpark, you could actually take it off and then run.
I mean, you see a ball like that, and he's obviously in pain. You think of the Jermaine Dye injury. I mean, those things happen.
He broke his leg. Hit a
Yes.
ball and broke his leg. Yeah, it's not feeling too good, and it's probably not going to feel any better as the night goes along. Wouldn't be surprised if in between innings they actually ice it.
And he's a pretty tough dude, too.
Yes, he is. I always say you play in the Northeast in April and May, college ball, you're a tough kid. Because there's nothing to block the wind at those ballparks.
You can see he's still hurting. He just doesn't want to leave this game.
Michael, are you like me? I'd go right back in there.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I'd go right back in there. Tried it with the sweeper. He didn't go back to the cutter. He went to the sweeper there. He's done a really good job of getting back into the count. I thought he might pitch around him once he got behind 2-0, but he almost hit that knee again.
Tough at bat, 2-2, 2 outs, runner at second, 2-1 Yanks, top of the 5th inning.
After he hit that ball out to left field, out over the plate, he tried to pitch him in almost this hole at bat. I think he's going to throw him a split away.
3-2. Another foul ball.
See the pitch sequence. A lot of off speeds. Some four-seamers lately.
This will be the 9th pitch. Fouled away. It's going to be 10 pitches at least.
I'm not sure he knows where he hit that ball. I think he thought he pulled it, and he actually hit it to the opposite field. He stands behind third base.
And another foul ball. That one off Ruiz. Oh, didn't stick in the glove.
And sometimes that will hit like your ring finger and your pinky. It doesn't hit right in the pocket because it's fouled off, and that really, really hurts.
And he wins the battle. Quite a battle. He strikes out 3 in the inning, leaving Caballero stranded at second. We're halfway through. It's time for tonight's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton has been cleared to start some running. He's been on the IL since April 25th with a right calf strain, and then another calf strain, same calf, but a different injury. There's a ground ball to McMahon. 1 pitch, 1 out as they retire Ruiz.
It's amazing how the ball finds you when you come in the game. Simply amazing.
Good night for James Wood. 2 for 2. Now, there's an actor, James Woods, and a lot of people sometimes calls James Woods. And his mom tweeted out, "No, that's not my son. My son is James Wood."
You had a hard time just going through that.
That's tough.
Yeah, you look at those numbers, and he's in the top 1% in hard hit baseballs, average exit velocity, and the league leaders in doubles, homers, walks. And you know, he doesn't chase a lot, Michael. For a big strike zone, he does not chase a lot.
Just 23 years old. 6'6", 234 pounds.
Power to all fields. Doesn't matter, left field, right field, center field. Hit the ball long ways. And he's only 23 years old, and he's been a 2-time All-Star.
Grounded sharply, second base, gobbled up there by Jazz Chisholm. 2 away. Let's see what Weathers is featuring with his arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, he has the 4-seamer and the 2-seam. His changeup has been really effective. His sweeper has been really good. He's incorporated the slider more as time has went on during the course of the season, but tonight his changeup and sweeper have been really effective for him.
And the pitch to Curtis Mead.
I love that one, Michael, because it looks like it starts away and then it just makes a sudden right turn as you're looking at it from our vantage point. I love that pitch.
Again, it caught the outside corner. Backdoor, the count 0-2.
Starts it off the plate. It's almost in the middle of the other's batter's box. And as a hitter, when you see it out there, you're like, there's no way it's getting back here.
And swing and a miss. Good inning for Weathers and the Yankees as the Nationals go down in order on just 9 pitches. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you to Chris and Adam Ottavino. 2 hours of a delay at the start of the game. They did a great job. Go around the majors. Murakami out last 35 games with a right hamstring strain. Vinny Pasquantino out the last 23 games, right hamate fracture. And Ryan Jeffers, on the other hand, he has been out the last 46 games for the Twins. The hamate seems to be the injury of the year.
I don't get it. I don't understand why it's come back. It had disappeared. Players used to tape the end of their bats. It's when your hand rolls over the knob a lot on a swing that does it. It's like a hook that sticks up in your hand.
Now I wonder the way players prepare for anything, and they prepare during the off season for the upcoming season. The hamate doesn't do anything.
No.
So you can have that removed prophylactically, and it's a 6-week recovery, and then you never have to worry about breaking a hamate.
Yeah, but a lot of times they don't recommend surgery if you don't need it.
Right.
There's a risk. It's like you just go have Tommy John at 21 years old.
A lot of parents are doing that with young kids, though.
Come on.
I shouldn't say a lot, but there's certainly stories of it, which is really awful. Well, a little hamate bone is different than TJ surgery.
I broke it twice, Michael.
Not obviously different ones. Because the same one. How do you break the same one?
I'll explain after this pitch.
Beautiful setup.
When I broke it, it sat right back down where it broke.
Right.
So they just casted it instead because it was not displaced.
Oh.
And it healed, and I broke it. I broke it like in September, and then I broke it the following April.
So they thought it was better to cast it than remove it?
Yes. And let me tell you, I caught the last inning, and when you break your hamate, you don't really have great control of your last 2 fingers, your ring finger and your pinky. It was not easy catching that last inning.
I bet. 2-2. 3-2. Grisham, Goldschmidt, and Bellinger here in the sixth. Swing and a miss. Grisham down on strikes, and he has retired the last 5 Yankees on strikeouts.
Yeah, and he's not a huge strikeout pitcher, only about 14%, which is well below league average. And for whatever reason, and I can't really figure it out, why someone comes in as an opener and your stuff is a lot better, but his stuff is significantly different when he comes in as the bulk guy. His ERA is half of what it is. It's like a 3 instead of a 6.
Yankees have struck out 9 times tonight, 1 out into the 6th. Paul Goldschmidt singled through the right side of the infield in the first inning. That broke his 0 for 34. He has good numbers against Littell. Two and two.
Yeah, that's been part of the difference to me on Paul. He's not been getting to the ball away from him. And that's a ball that he usually hammers. And it's just, you know, I always, when you look at that, you say, are you the same distance off the plate as you were early in the series? I just think he's like a tick off in whatever he's doing. And he's got to find that happy spot that he had when he was going so well. I mean, you could argue he was, for a while there, he was the most important hitter in the Yankees lineup.
Slow roller. Meade charges and throws the ball wide. Garcia stops it but couldn't catch it. So Goldschmidt will reach. Should be an E5.
I think they're going to give him a hit.
You think?
Yeah. He's got 6 errors. It's not an easy play, and he's not a third baseman that it looks easy when he plays third base. It looks like it's somewhat of a struggle. He's a -8 outs above average.
Well, you're correct. They give him a hit. Oh, and 1.
He hit that ball behind himself. That's how deep in his swing he hit that. And it was so far in. But when Cody's going well, he finds a way to get the wood of the bat on the ball no matter where it's at, like that.
0 and 2. Bellinger with 2 hits tonight. He had 2 hits yesterday. So trying to work out of this lengthy slump. Spoiled that one. Served the other way and out of play.
See, and before the last couple of days, Michael, he was swinging and missing at some of these pitches that he's fallen off. And that's not even a strike, but when he's going well, he has great plate coverage, has a way of just finding a way of fouling off tough pitches until he gets a pitch that he can handle. And all of a sudden, he's starting to do that again.
Center field. Young. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Jason Dominguez. And he had a swing in the fourth, the difference in the game. Let's take a look at the Optimum Fiber, famously fast replay.
Yeah, pretty swing. A ball up in the zone, and he doesn't just pop it up. He pops it out of the ballpark. And his 5th homer of the year, and that's the hit that gave the Yankees the lead, as you said, Michael.
Foul back.
You know, we'd always joke as players, and I'm not encouraging him to do this and swing for it, but we'd always say anyone can hit one. Can you hit 2 tonight?
Let's see. Rip foul. Joe, we're in the second half of the season. That's not the All-Star break. I have not seen a team that shifts as drastically as the Nationals in the infield.
No.
It's like the old days.
Yes, except the shortstop can't come on the other side of the base. That's the only difference.
I mean, the third baseman,
he's the shortstop.
He's the shortstop.
And sometimes I wonder why. And I think a lot of times there's more balls that go towards second base than where the shortstop is. But leave your shortstop at short, put the third baseman over there.
And look, they had him play perfectly. That's a 5-6 force to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Yanks. All right, it's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 1 game under 500 for his career. A lot of innings, 3.44 ERA. Finished with the Yankees in 90 and 91. Started with the Pirates in 80 and 81.
You know that, Michael?
I'm thinking.
So that's a no.
No, I don't know it yet, but that doesn't mean I won't get it.
Well, I asked if you knew it.
I think in my soul I know it.
Oh, you
it
do?
It just hasn't reached my brain yet. I have it. I got it.
Well, you got a clue. I heard.
No. I didn't get a clue. I gave a name, and I said, yeah, that's it. I covered the guy.
Well, you've covered everybody the last
40 years. Yeah. Let's just say he was a different bird that got lost coming to games every now and then. Weathers having a really strong game. He has 5 strikeouts, 1 each inning. The last 4 strikeouts have ended the inning for him.
Yeah, and he's done a really good job of getting his pitch count back in order. Coming into this inning, he'd only thrown 76. And had to throw some extra pitches because of the defense, but he's done a really good job. And it's a night that you need some distance from him because of how hard the bullpen worked. And you see Cruz up now. Could it be for Chaparro or Young to get a couple guys on?
3-2 on Cruz. Abrams on deck. He's had some very economical innings the last 3. 3rd inning 10 pitches, 4th inning 14, 5th inning 9 pitches. And he gets Meade. Check that, Cruz swinging and missing.
Yeah, a really good changeup there. You see the depth on that one.
And that's his 6th strikeout, 6th Yankee strikeout, brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
You know, it's interesting to me because his changeup cuts a lot, but when it's cutting, it's going down, and hitters swing over the top of it. He's had very good command of his off-speed stuff tonight, his sweeper and his split changeup.
2-0 on C.J. Abrams. Just named to a second All-Star team. Got voted in by the fans to start at shortstop. Line drive. That'll be in left field. A base hit. Let's see if he goes for 2. He is going for 2. Bellinger throws and not in time. In there with a double is Abrams.
Well, they have great speed, and Abrams also has great speed as he's got 15 stolen bases himself, and he gets out of the box well, and he's thinking 2 right away because he sees it down the line. He's watching the ball and making the decision himself, which is a great idea. Just a good slide. He's in there pretty easily, and when you look at this Washington team, they're very good at taking the extra base. They're second in baseball, only behind Detroit, and to me, that's taking the extra base there.
So Matt Blake wants to talk things over with Weathers. Runner at second. Abrams has 15 stolen bases. Jacob Young coming up.
Well, the big thing for him here, and I'm not saying that you throw your fastball the first pitch, but he needs to get ahead so he can expand the zone, because so many of these hitters with the Washington Nationals do not hit the breaking ball well. They crush the fastball, and they're okay against the changeup, but they do not hit the breaking ball, and a lot of them expand below the zone over the plate, so he's got to get ahead.
You can see that Weathers has soaked through his uniform top. Hot, muggy night. Pitch outside. Check out the Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. That had to use 7 relievers yesterday in a bullpen game. Chavis probably the only one who would not be available tonight, although they'd like to stay away from a couple of them. But they don't like to have guys throw 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I think they would try to stay away from Blackburn. This is that good breaking ball down. You get the chase there. Hill and Hedrick, I think they would try to stay away from. Nice pitch.
Good changeup, 1-2.
Below the zone. A lot of guys won't chase in off or away off, but they'll chase below the zone. And I think that's this national team. They do it a lot. They're fairly disciplined hitters that have a good plan, but they do chase below the zone a lot.
Abrams leads off second. Did not chase that one. 2-2. Line drive, it's a base hit. Abrams rounding third. He's coming home. He stumbles and falls and has to go back to third, and that saved the lead right there because he would have scored on that single. So first and third, 1 man out.
Wow, what a break for the Yankees. And the double play is still in order, and I think Aaron Boone is thinking, do I go to Cruz and go for the strikeout? You see Abrams, he's running the base. He knows he's going. He just slips on the base. And you know what? It rained a lot, and there's probably a lot of moisture in the air, and it looked like his turn was a little off, and he slipped on the base.
And that's going to do it for Weathers. So they are going to call on Cruz to face Chaparro. Stay tuned. Time for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, I thought his stuff was outstanding tonight. His slider was good down and into these hitters, and his sweeper was really good as he got a strikeout there. A good sinker down and away, but again, he expanded below the zone with this breaking ball and had a lot of success. 6 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. Gave up 1 run. Key, no walks tonight.
Last 2 starts he combined lasted 5 2/3. So tonight, a big step forward, no walks in the 6 strikeouts, as you mentioned. So Dalen Lyle is going to pinch hit for Chaparro with Cruz coming on. Now, great runner at third base. His best pitch is the splitter, putting a lot of pressure on Wells to keep it in front of him.
A lot of speed at first. They will hit and run with Lyle. He does not swing and miss a lot. A lot of times he can be aggressive on the first pitch. He wasn't there. He's only struck out about 17% of the time. League average is 22.
Grounded foul.
First base coach had to get out of the way there. Corey Ray jumping over that.
Now Jacob Young has 8 stolen bases. First and third. One man out. It's 2-1 Yankees, bottom of the 6th. Laid off that splitter.
Yeah, and he is a guy that will chase, but he's seen 3 in a row, and I think he's kind of figured out what it is. I'd like to see him throw a fastball, not for a strike, way up in the zone just to change his eye level, to try to speed him up again.
So 2-2. Obviously looking for the strikeout to keep that runner at third. I'll take the double play ground ball for sure. And he lost it for a moment, but it stayed right there, and Abrams could not come home.
Yeah, it actually hit under his chin. And you could see that, and he didn't know where it was, and that does not feel good. I would think they would not throw through in this situation. You don't want Cruz to have to speed up. And you got such great speed at third base.
Young leads off first. 3-2 count. Runner goes. Swing and a miss, no throw. It's a stolen base for Young, but now there are 2 outs.
Really good decision by Austin Wells. He had such a great jump. He had no chance. And as slow as Cruz was, the home plate, the concentration was on the hitter. I got to strike the hitter out. I can't worry about the base runner. And he executed his pitch, got the out. Now he's got to get 1 more out.
And they are going to send up the former Yankee, Yorby Vivas. Pinch hitting for Nasim Nunez.
Nunez is much better from the right side. As you look, 235 left-handed.
Second and third. And the pitch to Vivas is outside. 1-0.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
And Wells is going to challenge that ball call. And he's right.
The pitch is a strike. The count is 0-1. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
By a stitch.
It's a good thing the stitch was rotating over the strike zone at that point.
The 0-1. Now Vivas hit 300 with a 770 OPS first 20 games of the year. But in 48 games since, 228 with a 636 OPS. He had 29 games with the Yankees last year and hit 161. Then he was traded to the Nationals on March 22nd for right-handed pitcher Sean Paul Linen.
Yeah, he gives him some flexibility. He can play second, he can play third base. Been fairly productive here as a hitter. Managers want options, and he gives you a few.
Abrams, big lead at third. Pitch, swing and a miss. Good job by Cruz. He strikes out the pinch hitter Lyle and strikes the pinch hitter Bibas out as well to get out of the jam. So Bibas takes over at second base. Ford scoreboard, top of the 7th inning. Yankees lead 2-1. And Chisholm leads off. That one's drilled to right field. Wood right there. Hit well, but right at Wood.
He didn't even get out of the box. He hit that ball so hard. That's frustrating. And now you would expect Jose Caballero to possibly take a pitch. I think Cruz will be going back out. You're going to want him to have a little time to rest.
Meade about even with the bag in at third. Guarding against the bunt. Inside. Tim Hill warming for the Yankees in their pen. Fouled straight back, 1-1. One. Pop foul out of play.
I would think that Tim Hill is probably coming in the game, Michael, with where they are in their lineup with Garcia, who's one of their better run producers, who has killed right-handers. Ruiz, who's a switch, and then James Wood, who's left-handed.
Now, to give you an idea of how Cruz has been doing all year and what he just did in that inning, he has 30 inherited runners stranded out of 35 inherited runners. That's the most in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do because he came in with 1 out. Sometimes you come in with 2 outs and you got to get 1 out.
Grounded up the middle and past a diving Abrams. A single for Caballero, his second hit of the night.
But sometimes you come with a lot of runners on base and not a lot of outs, and if you can strand them, it means so much to your team, so much to your teammates. Good job by Caballero just making contact here. And because, Michael, you talk about how drastic they are, how they play from one side to the other, he's really in the hole, and Caballero hits it to his left. See Cruz there. I'm not sure he's coming back out.
Wells fouled it back. Last time Caballero singled, he stole second. Couple of quick throws over by Littell. And he's dancing like he normally does, leading off first. Jumping up and down.
He would have been fun to raise as a child, Michael.
You think?
Yeah. It would have taken a lot of energy.
One and two.
And there Littell's using somewhat of an abbreviated kick where he's not picking his leg up very much. You see the backdoor slider that he throws that has some movement. So it's hard for Caballero to run. Ruiz has got a good arm. Slow in his transfer and getting rid of it, but he has a good arm.
Ground ball, second base. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one on to first, double play. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the stretch. Yankees lead 2-1. Weathers went one out into the 6th. Palmquist, the opener, gave them 3 innings. Ben Rice, 29th home run, that was in the 1st. Dominguez has a home run as well. James Wood, the all-star, 2 for 3, a double, and a run scored. So as we surmised, Tim Hill comes on. Cruz did his job, striking out Lyle and Vivas. So Hill comes on. He'll face Garcia, Ruiz, and Wood. So the Yankee pitching to this point has held down a Nationals team that averages almost 5.5 runs per game to 1 run. And that run scored on a double play ground ball. 1-1 on Garcia.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
All right, so that is going to be challenged by Wells, and it's powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch is a strike. The count is 0-2. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Wells has become very adept at the challenge. Count now 0-2. Ground ball, right there, Jazz Chisholm. 1 down.
That's what Tim Hill does so well. He's been pitching really well the last 12 games, and you see the bullpen ERAs. The Yankees lead baseball, and the Nationals are 28, so you hope that you can add on a little bit in this game and not be such a tight game. I'm sure Aaron Boone's hoping that.
Keibert Ruiz takes a strike from Hill. Foul back. Ruiz in the 4th season of an 8-year, $50 million extension that he signed. And the Nationals also have 2 options after that, 2031, 2032.
See, he choked up a little bit, but he covers the knob.
Deep to left field. See ya, it's a tie game. Ruiz hits one right down the line against Hill, and we are knotted at 2.
Michael, was that a slider that he hit? I mean, obviously, he's a very good fastball hitter, but that's Tim Hill's strength, and I'm not so sure that that wasn't a slider that he hung. He was ahead in the count, made a mistake with it.
There's James Wood. That one's driven deep to right center field. There it goes. See ya. Into the second deck as the Nats go back-to-back to take a 3-2 lead.
Well, this young man has all kinds of power. His 26th home run. Second decks are no big deal for this young man. He's had a great year. Scored a couple runs tonight. 87 runs scored for the season. Well, he turned on that, Michael. That sinker down and in. Didn't roll over it. Got it in the air.
So here's Meade. Well, the Yankees had their pitching where they wanted. They had this part of the order coming up, which matches up well with Hill, but it hasn't worked out that way. Ruiz with the home run. The next pitch, Wood with the home run. And now the Nationals lead by 1, 3-2.
Yeah, here's the pitch to Ruiz. Yeah, I think it's a slider, Michael. He tried to throw him the slider probably down and in, and he threw it up and in, and it was easy for him to get the head to it. And here's the one to Wood. It's a sinker that's inside, a little above his knees. Lefties love the ball down and in. And back-to-back homers for the Nationals. Now they take the lead 3-2.
So after a conference at the mound, which was obviously to stall, and a 1-0 count on Meade, well, they're going to call on Bird to come out and finish the at-bat against Meade. So Hill serves up 2 home runs, one after the other, Ruiz and Wood. And we're in the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees trail this 3-2. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deal so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Well, Aaron Boone has to go back to the bullpen. And Tim Hill, who's so steady and so reliable, serves up back-to-back home runs to give away the lead. And here comes Jake Bird. And he deals the 1-0, and there's a strike to Meade.
Yeah, before Thursday, Jake Bird had been on quite a roll. He had threw in 6 games and hadn't given up a run, but against Tampa on Thursday, he gave up a couple because of walks. But you're right, Tim Hill had been throwing the ball really well, and it's not a guy that gives up fly balls. He gave up back-to-back homers. You see, Washington has a lefty up in their bullpen. Just got called up.
Ground ball, McMahon. High throw, but Goldschmidt goes up to get it. 2 down.
I'm so thankful, Michael, that I wasn't a pitcher. And I think a reliever's even worse. Just because they come in such high-pressure situations. And then they may not get a chance to redeem themselves for a couple days.
Strike to Cruz. Sellout crowd of 38,085. But they have train situations that there's a limited time that you could get the train home here, and because of the 2-hour delay at the start, this place is not full as it was just a couple of innings ago. That one has popped up, caught by Bellinger, and that'll do it. But a couple of home runs puts the Nats up 3-2. To find out the answer to Name That Yankee. 1 game under 500, but had really, really nasty stuff. And the answer is Pascual Perez. Yankees also had his brother Melito. Pascal once got lost on the Atlanta highway to get to the ballpark, and then on the Washington Bridge get into a Yankee game. He was one of a kind, Joe.
Yeah. So was Melito, too. Is that Roberto Kelly?
That was Roberto. All-star with the Braves in '83. Pretty good numbers with the Yankees in 17 starts. And from a athletic family. Anthony Volpe is going to pinch hit for McMahon against the new pitcher, Tom Cosgrove.
Yeah, not overpowering. His fastball's 88, 89. He throws a ton of sweepers. Pitched with the Cubs last year a little bit.
Local kid, I'm sure a lot of his family listening, watching right now. He's from Staten Island, and he went to Monsignor Farrell High School. And this is his Nats debut, called up today. Brad Lord went on the IL with left side tightness. And he also went to Manhattan College in the Bronx. And he deals a strike to the pinch hitter Volpe.
It's got some funk to it, Michael. That low arm angle, and it's kind of herky-jerky. Looks like he's throwing to the tire rack over there.
Had a great rookie season, Joe, with the Padres in 2023. In 54 games, 1.75 ERA.
Didn't go so well the next 18 games in 2024, and you kind of wonder what happens 11.66.
Line drive foul off the bat of Volpe.
He's come in, he's thrown 5 straight sweepers, and here's his motion here. It's kind of herky-jerky. He hides the ball really well. Look at that land. Oh, you could push a bunt by him. Now's not the time, but boy, he really falls off. Has to have a hard time getting over.
Almost hit Volpe, and the count now full at 3-2. Volpe pinch hitting for McMahon. So it'll be Volpe, Rice, and Grisham. And he works a walk. Big walk in a pinch hitting spot for Volpe. That's the tying run.
And that's just a good at bat because he got behind in that at bat. Got to really hang in there if you're a left-handed hitter. You can't let that front hip come out.
Strike to Rice.
Imagine today, Michael, an 8th inning guy throwing 87 miles an hour.
Everything old is new again. Fouled away. You can see Volpe is being very, very careful at first base against the lefty. This is what Rice did in the first inning.
Yeah, they could use another one of those, and it doesn't necessarily have to go to left field. You can go to right field if you want, Ben.
Remember, the Nationals bullpen has been porous.
And they don't have a lot of velocity. The highest velocity down there, average velocity, is by Revolta, and that's 96.5. And in this day and age, that's a little unusual too.
I guess when they put the team together, they never expected them to be this good. And they didn't really build a great bullpen.
Well, I think you have a number of guys that have had the best offensive years of their career. Some of the young right-handed hitters have had better years.
The 0-2. Driven down the right field line, hooking foul.
That almost looked like he tried to scoop it when he swung at it. It's just a funky arm angle that's got to give lefties fits.
'26-year-old Tom Cosgrove, and Ruiz wants to talk with him. So 0-2 against the dangerous Ben Rice with 29 home runs. Momentarily, he tied Alvarez for the most home runs in the American League. Then Alvarez has hit a home run tonight, so he's up by 1, 30-29.
Caminero hit one too. He's in third.
Lined and caught on one hop by Garcia. Goes to second, on to first, double play. Turned splendidly by the Nationals. That was a hot shot off the bat of Rice, but a nice play by Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia, you talked about it, Michael, was a middle infielder for most of his career. Most of his starts were at second base and had a few at short, and he makes a really, really good scoop, and he throws from his knees, but he's got a strong enough arm. He's accurate. He gets it in the air. It gets Volpe. Volpe's trying to get in the way, but you got to read where the shortstop is. He ran to the inside bag, probably thinking that he was going to step inside. All you got to do is look at the fielder to know which side of the bag you need to run on.
So Cosgrove gets the double play ground ball. Now 2 down in the 8th, and that brings up Trent Grisham. Grisham's 0 for 3 tonight, batting third in the order. And a strike to Grisham. Since coming off the IL, Trent is 6 for 27. And a strike.
It's a pretty good sweeper here. He threw one away and he threw one in. He wasn't really necessarily trying to go in. It looked like Ruiz was set up away, but he got away with it.
Squibb, third base. Meade fields, fires. Not in time, he beat it out. Infield single for Grisham. We told you how drastically the Nationals shift, so Meade had to go a long way to field that softly hit ground ball.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense where he's at in a sense, because Grisham's trying to tie the game up, but he hits it down the third baseline, and Meade is probably a below average third baseman, but I don't think a lot of third basemen make this play.
So with Goldschmidt coming up, Blake Butera is going to go to the bullpen. Call on a right-hander. Tying runs at first base for the Yankees. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Goldschmidt coming up. Baseball is taking over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. That'll be on Netflix July 13th at 8 p.m. Then catch the 96th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 14th. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. The last two guys you see, they're going to be on it. Ben Rice. Tomorrow's starter, Cam Schlittler. And now Clayton Beeter comes on. His 7 saves, well, that leads the Nationals. And as you can see, he walks his share of batters.
Yeah, he's walked more than hits that he's given up. 18 walks, 15 hits in 27 innings. So there's opportunity. He has a slider that he throws a lot that has good depth to it. Gets a ton of ground balls. Really high ground ball pitcher.
Now came over to the Nationals in the deal that brought Ahmed Rosario to the Yankees. Nationals also got an outfielder, Brown Martinez. As Cosgrove was walking off the mound, Grisham was going back to the dugout to maybe get a drink of water, and they were both smiling at each other. They were teammates on the Padres in 2023 and 2024. No, just 2023. And that goes all the way to the backstop, right back to Ruiz, but it does allow Grisham to go to second. He's in scoring position.
Michael, that slider had depth to it. It just started a little bit past home plate. I mean, look, this ball had to slip out of his hands. If Ruiz comes up with that cleanly, he might have a shot at him. I mean, obviously, you can see he's used to playing here because he turned right around. He didn't chase to get it. He knew it was coming back.
1-2, fouled away. So coming into this game 0 for 34, his longest hitless streak in his career. Goldschmidt has 2 hits and 3 at-bats tonight. Big spot here in the 8th. Stays alive.
He's come in, he's thrown 5 pitches, all 5 sliders. During the course of the season, it's like 53% fastball, 47% slider. His fastball is all over the board, 92 to 98.
Two and 2, 97 miles an hour. Yankees got Beeter from the Dodgers for Joey Gallo. And then they ended up trading him for Rosario. Two-two, swing and a miss, got him. Dialed it up to 97, so Beeter gets the final out of the 8th. Yankees strand a runner in scoring position. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Well, Aaron Boone goes to David Bednar. He and Cruz were the only Yankee relievers that didn't pitch in yesterday's game, the bullpen game, and Bednar's been very, very good of late.
Yeah, he hasn't worked since Monday, where he had a scoreless inning and a strikeout, no hits.
Volpe takes over at short. Caballero moves to third as Volpe had pinch hit for McMahon. Abrams 1 for 3. One and one.
Abrams had that double in the 6th and slipped coming around third on Jacob Young's single, or it would be 4-2.
Two and one.
I tell you, Michael, I always thought managing the closer was the hardest, because what if the Yankees tie the score up in the 9th? But he hasn't worked. You know, he hasn't worked since Monday. Guys need to work to stay sharp. The bullpen was used a lot yesterday.
Matt Crook getting ready for the Nats. Bellinger, Dominguez, and Chisholm coming up in the 9th. Hit sharply right at Volpe. One away. Jacob Young, 1 for 3. Oh and 1. Started this game delayed exactly 2 hours. So that's why if you just turned on Yes right now, not a replay of the game, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 and 2.
The Nationals hitters don't check a lot. I mean, he went to check that and then he stopped. I mean, they have 2 left.
Two and 2. Fouled away. Weathers started, 1 out into the 6th. He pitched, then Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, Jake Bird. Now David Bednar. Left field and deep, going back. Bellinger reaches up to make the play to retire Young. Hey, tomorrow on Yes, the Yankees and the Nationals play Game 2 here in Nationals Park. Coverage will start at 3:30 with the FanDuel pregame leading up to first pitch shortly after 4 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Got to tune in for that. Cam Sletler.
Yeah, boy, was he sharp on Monday night. I mean, that was dominant. His fastball, his four-seamer was fantastic. Should be an interesting day tomorrow because this club loves the fastball.
0-1 on Dalen Lyle. And that hit him. So he'll take first. Trying to come inside, came in too far. So Lyle gets hit.
Yeah, you can see the ball's trying to come back, but it doesn't come back. Pretty amazing that Austin Wells was able to catch that ball in the heel of his glove. Now you got to worry about Lyle running because he's got excellent speed as well. Slow guys don't put on those oven mitts, Michael.
And Bebas checks his swing. Foul back. So Bebas pinch hit in the 6th inning for Nunez and struck out to end the 2nd and 3rd threat.
The other thing I don't understand, Michael, is if you wear one, why wouldn't you wear two? Because your right hand, when you dive back, touches first base. When you slide headfirst into second base, it's your left hand. And I know there's a little bit more momentum going in, but why wouldn't you wear two?
Excellent question.
It bothers me.
Runner goes. Throw to second. It goes into center field. Lyle gets up, and he will go to third. So a stolen base and an E2.
Yeah, his 5th error of the year. And if you watch this throw, when he stands up, watch how far his glove is away from his body. And it becomes a very long transfer. Long transfer lead to not having good transfers. He catches the ball way behind the hitter, and his body's already to our right. And it's a long transfer with his hands. And because of that, he throws it somewhat sidearm. And the ball has that tail and that carry.
2-1 on Bebas. Now 2-2.
You're going to watch how far his glove gets away from his body. And that doesn't allow him to get his arm on top. And that's what makes that ball sail. We know that guys who have low arm angles, it's kind of an upshoot. That's exactly what that was there.
The 2-2. Loop, third base. Caballero is there. And a scoreless inning for David Bednar as the Nationals strand one. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees down by 1. About interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. So they go to Matt Crook. Made his Nationals debut on Tuesday. Claimed off waivers from the A's last Saturday. He'll try to close this out. First pitch to Bellinger's outside.
Yeah, another funky lefty with a low arm angle, basically a sinker and a sweeper. Not overpowering. 89, 90s tops for his fastball.
Ground ball, second base. Bebas, 1 down. Crook debuted with the Yankees in 2023. 4 games, he allowed 11 runs. So here's Dominguez. His home run gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead. Now they're trailing 3-2. Batting from the right side, and he fouls it back. Left on the bench for the Yankees, Ali Sanchez and Max Schumann. They've used Volpe and they've used McMahon. Crook trying to pick up his first major league save. 31 years old, 4th big league season. Yankees, Orioles, A's, and now the Nats. Did he go? Yes, he did. 1-2.
Yeah, it's just got some run. It runs off the plate. He tries to hold up. He's not able to hold up. So many of these Nats relievers, the Yankees aren't familiar with them because they haven't pitched a lot in the big leagues.
Grounded foul. Back-to-back home runs in the 7th inning by the Nats. The difference in this game. And the pitch. Line drive. It's a base hit to left center field. So the Yankees have the tying run on. Dominguez with his 3rd straight 2-hit game.
Yeah, now you have good speed on the bases, and obviously the Nationals have a very fast outfield, but any ball in the gap probably should score Dominguez. Looks like Lawrence, the right-hander, is up in the bullpen. Jazz could hit a ball down the right field line, which we've seen him do so often on lefty breaking balls that are middle in.
1-0. You know, it's a surprising year for the Nats, but one thing that's even more surprising, they're not good at home.
No.
They're 20-28. They have the 3rd best road record in baseball at 28-18. High fly ball, deep right field. Wood back, track, wall, see ya! A big 2-run home run for Chisholm, and the Yankees retake the lead. They're up 4-3.
Just a big home run. It looked like in his mind on that at bat, he was waiting for one pitch, and he was waiting for a breaking ball that was middle in, and he got it. He took a fastball away, he took a breaking ball away, he got it, and he hit it into the seats. A big home run for Jazz. Now Bednar's got a 2nd inning of work. You're going to watch this breaking ball. He leaves it middle in, and that's dangerous. And Jazz, we've seen him do that a number of times. Fantastic bat flip. I mean, he was the only guy that didn't have a hit yesterday, Michael, but he had an RBI, a big RBI, but he gets 2 big ones tonight.
Dominguez knew it, landed in the 2nd deck. So Crook will not get his first major league save. Instead, he gets a blown save and gets knocked out of the game by that Euro step home run by Jazz Chisholm. They go to the pen. A little bit easier now because of this swing.
Yeah, he waited for this sweeper, and he got it middle in, and he did not miss it. I thought his approach, the whole at bat, was really good. The bench loves it. Big win yesterday. They come back and win this game. Some momentum, Michael. You got Schlittler on the mound tomorrow.
New pitcher Justin Lawrence. And Caballero was headed out of the box.
Michael, they have to have more pitchers that throw from that sidearm to below sidearm angle than any organization. And they don't have a lot of high velocity, so they have to have deception. And Lawrence is another one a guy that throws a ton of sweepers.
Now, I was watching Blake Butera as he was waiting for Lawrence coming from the bullpen. 33-year-old manager. His team has played much better than people thought. And he just looked so frustrated and disgusted that they're blowing leads and not able to put things away because their bullpen is so porous. Just take a look at his face.
Yeah, and a number of his guys in the bullpen are hurt. I mean, it wasn't going to be an experienced bullpen to begin with because of the players, and they were counting on a few younger players. Some of them got hurt. But you feel like this team has pushed so hard and has made such great strides. What a story if we could stay in the playoff race.
Well, they're going to challenge this ball call, Ruiz's. And he gets it wrong.
Pitches the ball. Washington has one challenge remaining.
And Joe, the look that we saw on Butero's face is the look of a manager whose team has 26 blown saves, the most in baseball.
Well, it's hard to manage games when you don't have a bullpen that you feel that you can count on, or you don't have all the pieces you were initially supposed to have because of injuries. And these guys don't have a ton of experience. You look at Lawrence, he's been up every year since 2021, and he's only pitched in 234 games. That's not a lot of games each season.
Been on 3 teams this year, the Pirates, the Twins, and now the Nationals. And with the Pirates and the Twins, he had an 8.04 ERA in 30 games. 5 games with the Nats, 3.86. And a wave by Caballero on a pitch way out of the strike zone. 2 away.
Yeah, he's shaking his head and thinking, oh, that was way too far out. But hey, act like you meant to do it.
Big home run by that guy. Wells takes one inside, 1-0. That one is driven deep to right center field. That ball is gone. A bullet home run by Austin Wells. His second home run in as many days. And the Yankees are up by 2, 5-3.
There's that look again, Michael. It's a look of frustration and probably like, I'm not sure what to do in this situation. And that's a big home run because you think about who the Nationals have coming up. It's the same lane that Hill had. It's Garcia, Ruiz, and James Wood, who's had a fantastic night. So it's not an easy lane. So that is a big add-on run.
Here's Volpe. 0-1.
You look at this sinker down, middle of the plate. He stayed back and had a perfect swing on it.
Up the middle and through for a base hit for Volpe. So Volpe comes in as a pinch hitter, walks, and then gets a single.
Yeah, homer off a lefty yesterday, a homer off a righty, and you see him get on plane with that baseball. And I don't think he knew that he had a home run there. But it's nice when you get to first base and you can start jogging and know that you really helped your club. And you see the frustration by the pitcher. He knew he made a mistake. The Yankees now lead 5-3 and a chance to add on more.
And here's the pitching coach, Simon Matthews, who I believe is 31 years old.
31.
So he's the same age as the pitcher he just spoke to. It is a coaching staff. The average age of the coaching staff and the manager is an incredible 36 years old. So here's Ben Rice. Long set. 1-0.
This is always the dilemma about, do you let Volpe run and then you might take the bat out of his hands as you look at Ben Rice, or do you have him hold until 2 strikes?
I don't think I have him run, not the way Rice is swinging. The way Rice is swinging, he's in scoring position at first.
He's in scoring position at home. I would let him go now, Michael.
Two and two on Rice. 1 for 4. Now 3 and 2.
Yeah, that's been one of Lawrence's issues as well, is the base on balls. I mean, obviously, he's got pretty decent sink on his sinker. He's got decent movement on his slider, but you can't defend base on balls.
Runner was going, and the pitch outside. There's a walk. I'll tell you what, that's not a guy I'd like to cross with that look.
I feel for him, Michael. You know, I've been in those situations where it just feels like whatever move you make sometimes doesn't work out. And even though they were probably the right moves for the group of hitters, sometimes the hitters just beat you, and it's part of the game. And he doesn't have a ton of experience. You know, I look at it now. If the season was to end today, he'd have to have strong consideration for manager of the year. That's how good of a job he's done.
Yep. And you can make the right moves, where righty lefty in the lane, but if the players aren't good enough, you can't do anything.
Yeah, and if there's such a lack of experience and confidence, it's hard to ask them to be successful.
And there's just such a dichotomy. The offense is so good, and the pitching is not matched to it. So if you got one aspect of your team that's on fire, and then the pitching and the defense has not caught up.
And when your stuff is what you consider a little bit short, you become too careful and don't throw strikes.
Grounded foul.
Is coming into tonight, he's walked 143 batters in 244 innings. That's about 5 batters every 9 innings.
Yeah.
That's extremely high. It's hard to be successful. But he knows that he has to nibble and be on the corners to be successful. And sometimes you just don't get the ball there.
So some double-barreled action, a couple of lefties, Hedrick and Yarbrough.
Well, I think they're probably thinking that if they were to get a number of more runs, that they would bring in a left-hander for the lane and not ask Bednar to go 2 innings. And he's been sitting there a long time as well.
3-1 to Grisham. Checked his swing. So that's ball 4 to load the bases. And now the 9th Yankee will come to the plate, Paul Goldschmidt.
Nice to see him bat around 2 days in a row, Michael. They did it in the 3rd inning yesterday.
Nobody up in the Nationals bullpen. Lawrence has to get out of this. And not throwing strikes, 1-0. And he gets a strike call there, 1-1. Bases loaded with the Yankees. They're up by 2, 5-3, top of the ninth. Soft ground ball. Meade fields, fires, got him, and that will do it. Yankees leave the bases loaded, but they get enough. Staring at a loss, and then this swing by Jazz gave them the lead. A 2-run blast. And a little exclamation point by Austin Wells. 2 home runs in the inning, a 5-3 Yankee lead. Well, they're going to ask Bednar to close it out and get the 3 outs. Yankees with 4 home runs tonight, accounting for all 5 runs. Bednar worked a scoreless 8th inning and turned over a 3-2 deficit to the offense, and the offense answered with those big home runs. 2-run shot by Jazz, and then Wells, a solo shot. Pitches outside to Garcia. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Dribbled slowly and grabbed there by Bednar. Flips to Goldschmidt, 1 away.
All these outs, Michael, are huge in front of James Wood, who's coming up next after Ruiz, who has 26 home runs. So this is a huge out. The right side is his better side. Want that guy to hit with nobody on.
Ruiz with a home run in the 7th tied the game at 2. Followed by Wood's home run, and that gave them a 3-2 lead. So back-to-back on consecutive pitches from Tim Hill. But the Yankee offense has picked Hill up, and now asking Bednar to get 6 outs. This is not a save situation because you can't save your own win. He's the pitcher of record on the winning side. They just want him to get the final 3 outs. One and one.
Yeah, he's going to check this. I don't think he's going to win this. I wonder if Ruiz.
The pitch is the ball. The count is 1-1. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
I wonder if Ruiz said something to Wells like, catcher on catcher, really?
Catcher on catcher crime.
Yeah.
Goldschmidt backs up, flips to Bednar, and the Yankees are an out away.
Two huge outs and didn't throw a lot of pitches. Had 20 pitches coming into this inning. He's only thrown 3.
So here's James Wood, the All-Star, 3 hits in 4 at-bats, single, double, and a home run. 1-0. And you don't want to lose Wood here because Meade has 15 home runs on deck. Yankees up by 2, 5-3. 2-0. And a strike. Tap slowly back to the mound. Bednar. Yankees win this one, 5-3. A big home run by Jazz, followed by a big home run by Wells, and the Yankees snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat to win their second game in a row.
You know, they stole that save from Crook is what they did, Michael.
Yes, they did.
And,
I see what you did.
And Weathers had an outstanding night tonight. 6 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. No walks, gave up 1 earned run, pitched out of some trouble that his infielders created for him. Just a great team win.
Jazz hasn't hit a home run in about 2 weeks, and he gets a big one right there to give the Yankees the lead. Bednar did an outstanding job, and the Yankees win their second in a row. And that feels good when you have Cam Schlittler going the next day. We're going to step aside. We have so much more to come. Awards, and then the postgame after that. Yankees win 5-3. It's time for the game-changing drive of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, with 1 out in the ninth, Jazz Chisholm got this hanging sweeper from Matt Crook and hit this ball a long ways into the 3rd deck. 4-3, the Yankees take the lead. A huge hit from Jazz, a big night for Jazz, and a nice come from behind win.
And he'll talk to Justin Shackle on the post-game show. Now let's take a look at the Chevy player of the game.
Well, with the bullpen game yesterday, David Bednar was called upon to get 6 outs, and he did that, and he did it in great fashion, and had to go through some really tough hitters, getting James Wood to ground out to finish the 9th inning. 2 strong innings, no hits, only 1 base runner. A really good night for him as well.
Took 3 hours and 6 minutes and a 2-hour rain delay, but the Yankees take it because they get the victory. The big home run by Jazz. James Wood had a big game as well. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino. Special thanks to producer Josh Isaac, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again tomorrow on Yes when the Yankees take on the Nationals in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 4. Once again, the final score of the Yankees 5 and the Nationals 3. For Joe Girardi and Justin Shackle, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Now let's go to Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?